It would be another 10 to 15 minutes to get it set up
Okay.
in such a way that she can
Okay.
participate.
All right. Ooh, nice piano tonight.
And my kiddo just ran out. So
Okay. Test, 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 test. Hey, I look forward to Monday. Yay, I've been there.
did you melt?
I went there for lunch once. I had a fish sandwich. It was very good. It was very tiny. Oh, big. Oh, good. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Cantor, is this necessary for tonight?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good to see you. We're going to learn a new nigun today. We're going to do it slow once the first time. It's a three-part, not three around, but three parts. And it goes like this. So try singing along with me. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 la. That's the first part. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 la. Second part. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la la. Repeat. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la la. This last part. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la. And I repeat. Ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la. And the last time. Ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la ya la la. Good. Good. Okay, so now you've heard a little of it. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Here we go. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 ya-la-lai. Ya-la-lai, lai, 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 lai. Ya-la-la-lai, la-la-lai, la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-lai, lai, ya-la-lai, ya-la-lai, lai, 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 lai. Ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-la-lai, lai, ya-la-lai, lai, ya-la-lai, lai, ya-la-lai, lai, lai, lai. Ya-ga-da-ga-dai-dai-dai-dai, ya-ga-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai, ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai, ya-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai, ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-da-da-da-dai-dai-dai, ya-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ya-la-lai, ya-la-la-lai, ya-la-lai-lai-lai-lai. Hey! Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Happy New Year. It is wonderful to be with all of you in this, with God talking to us, apparently. One of my favorite songs is called God is In, and one of the lines is, God is in your cellular phone, God will not leave you alone. It's wonderful to be here with all of you as we celebrate Shabbat and join together in warmth and joy during these cold, dark winter months. We begin our service formally with candle lighting, and Marlene and John, can I invite you, surprise, to light? You want Sarah to do it, okay?
We're going to be on page 3 and then page 2 for the blessing.
Or do you want me to read it now? Okay. As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We continue with the words of Hine Matov, page 10, the very top.
Hine מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Continue to welcome Shabbat with Lechu Neranana on page 12.
Welcome the Sabbath Bride with Chadodi, pages 20 and 21.
We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and on the 9th we'll rise to welcome the Sabbath Bride. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad o shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala פני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שדברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נדלה לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני, לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Greet each other for a moment, please. And if you are online, you may greet each other as well, and then you may be seated. More time for chatting later.
Okay.
We're going to greet our Shabbat angels in addition to each other.
Please be seated.
I'm trying to do the gentle
Yes.
transition
Yes.
and canter over here. Please be seated.
Yes.
Let's go.
We're ready. Join us in Shalom Aleichem as we welcome the angels of peace.
Page 24.
Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bo'atem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-melech מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Chatzi Kaddish is on page 26.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ויומכון ובחיי דרכו בית ישראל בגאלה בגאלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר וירומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ועמה ואמרו
Please rise for Baruch Hu, page 28. Is this the one we're doing? Am I in the right key? Great.
La 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 Adonai HaMevorach
Page 31, we join together at the top. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravi.
On page 32, leading into Shema. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amechata, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochbeinu v'komeinu, Nasiach bechukeha, V'nizmach b'divrei Torata, U'v'mitzvoteha le'olam va'ed, Ki hem חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגב יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני
Please be seated. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So I don't often stop in the middle of the service to do a little bit of teaching, but we just chanted the Shema and it's Parshat Vayechi, and therefore I must. Anyone know why we chant the Baruch Shem Kavod line of the Shema quietly? Okay, because it's not in the Torah. That is fair. So in the Torah, it is written, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha, right? What we just chanted minus the Baruch Shem Kavod line, it's interrupting the Torah reading that we just did. By the way, you all were chanting Torah just then. So any of you who are concerned that you will never be able to learn to chant Torah, liars, all of you. You all just chanted Torah. So that's one reason why the Baruch Shem Kavod line is said quietly. The other reason that it is said quietly actually is based on a midrash that comes from this week's Torah reading. I'll share more about this later, but in the Parsha, Jacob is dying. He's on his deathbed, and he gathers his sons around him. How many sons does he have? 12. Good. Any other children? Dina. Everything okay? But she's sort of disappeared from the story. He's got his 12 sons gathered around him, And this is the way the Midrash goes, that he's concerned that they will not follow God after his death. Where are they? They're in Egypt. He doesn't know if they are going to turn into Egyptians. Remember, Joseph is already more or less Egyptian. He's, second to Pharaoh. So Jacob is reasonably concerned. And so the Midrash says that he shares this concern with his sons, and they say, Shema Yisrael, because remember Jacob's other name is Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai is our God. So listen, Israel, Adonai is our God. Adonai Echad, Adonai is one. And then with Jacob's dying breath, he whispers, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed, blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. And so, in addition to it not being in Torah, we also remember that, we sort of recall this midrash, that the line was whispered. One other interpretation is actually that this is a line that the angels say. We are not quite angels, so we whisper it. But on Yom Kippur, when we act like angels, dress in white, fast because angels don't need to eat, then we say it out loud. So I wanted to give you, most people don't know why we whisper the Baruch Shem Kavod line, wanted to make sure you all knew. We're going to continue celebrating the time we got out of Egypt with the words of Mi Chamocha on page 40.
Ba bim bim bam, ya ba bim bam, lai 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 lai, ya ba bim bam, lai 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 lai, ya ba bim bam. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norati lo tosef eleh, norati lo tosef eleh, malechutecha ra'u banecha, gokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeli zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimlok le'olam va'ed. Hey, ya ba bim bim bam, ya ba bim bam, ya ba bim bim bam, ya ba bim bam, lai 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 lai, ya ba bim bam, lai 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 lai, ya ba bim bam. Kifad Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
We ask for peace and protection with the words of Hashkivenu and Let There Be Love on pages 43 and 42.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashivenu, Lesham Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Le'shalom, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu,
Let peace and friendship
let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, Vishamru.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael, beini uvein bnei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shameru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vayom ha-Shevi Shabbat vayinafash v'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
We continue with the Amidan, page 46. I invite you to rise and bow to your spirit.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufiar giteilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, גומר לחסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהביו. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה לחיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with our private prayers. When you've finished, you may be seated.
On page 60, Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tasim leolam, ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom, ki ata hu melech adon, לכל השלום, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
With prayers of peace in our minds and hearts, we also think of those who are in need of peace and wholeness and healing in their lives. We offer prayers and blessings for them. The words of the Mishaberach can be found on page 253. We also invite you to share the names of those you're thinking of on this Shabbat. Bless you to whoever that was.
Michael David Cadis, and those struggling in the Ukraine.
Also Amy Stegman and Oren. We also take time each week to share some blessings, some good news, some moments of gratitude from the past week.
I'm having a great week.
You're having a great week. That's awesome.
My older son just bought his first house and closed this week.
Wow.
That feels very good to know that. And then I'm leaving on a trip with my husband by ourselves, no children, on Monday.
How long has it been since you've had a trip, no children, with your...
Well, it's been a while. We typically take it out, so I'm very looking forward to being alone with my partner. So, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Liam, what's new? You learned the letter N. Nice.
Good job.
My mother has been sober for a month.
Mother has been sober for a month. Yeah.
After my second session, I'm actually learning how to quilt.
Oh, learning how to quilt. Nice.
19th of this month is our 20th anniversary.
Awesome.
Thanks to Marlene's inspiration, rearranged furniture in our home gym so that she could do her physical therapy exercises, and she greatly reduced the pain that she was ready to go to her teacher yesterday.
Great.
So when I talked about rearranging everything over the high holidays and
You
how
Finished my second month of trial learning Spanish.
Well, for all of these blessings, we offer our thanks to God. One day I was watching a movie with a friend, and I noticed that one of the secondary characters was played by an actor who had since died. My friend hadn't heard about the actor's death, so she asked me what happened. I responded, of course, but the exchange has clearly stayed with me. We didn't actually talk about the actor's life, what other movies or shows he was in, or anything about him other than his death. Why is it that when we hear of someone's death, the first question we ask is, what happened? How did they die? Especially if the person was young. It seems to me that we're asking the wrong question. Instead of wondering about the way a life ended, we should be wondering about how the life was lived. Our parsha this week is Vayechi, and it begins with, as most of our Torah portions do, with the first word, with the name of the parsha, because it's taken from the first words. So the first words are Vayechi Yaakov, and Jacob lived. Like our earlier ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Rebecca and Isaac, and Rachel at this point, the Torah makes particular note of Jacob's impending death. But the other mentions of our ancestors' deaths use different language. So we have Vayhiyu Chaye Sarah, the years of Sarah's life were, or Ve'ela Yemei Shnei Chaye Avraham, these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, or Ve'hayu Yemei Yitzchak, the days of Isaac, came to. Different language, even if most of them use the root chai, which means life, in it. So while this parsha describes the last months of Jacob's life, here the language is Vayechi, suggesting that Jacob did more than just pass the time until his death. He actually lived. So what does it mean that Jacob lived? It means that for the last 17 years of his life, that's how long he lived in Egypt, Jacob stopped seeking to acquire and sought instead to bring holiness into others' lives. We read in this parsha of him blessing his grandsons and blessing his sons. It means that Jacob stopped running away from the sins of his past. Remember, he actually does quite a bit of running away throughout his story. And he begins acting the way he wants to be remembered. It means that he stops dwelling on the tragedies that he suffered, and he stops looking over his shoulder for the next shoe to drop, instead focusing on the blessings that fill his life. After 130 years, Jacob finally starts living. Many of us are like Jacob during those first 130 years. I know you don't want to live that long. But during that, and many of us, even until retirement, if we are blessed to reach that time in our lives, We spend that time focused on goals and activities that don't fulfill us or bring meaning to our lives. Some of us work hard to make the money we need to provide for all our wants and needs, but then we don't have the time to enjoy what we have or the people around us. Some of us spend our time running from one place to another, trying to cram everything in, but the stress of a packed schedule can make it difficult to be present in the moment. Some of us are so busy with the so many things that we multitask even the time we have carved out to relax, enjoy our blessings, and be present. I don't know about you, but I know that sometimes I'm playing inane games on my phone while watching TV, right? I should just be doing one thing, not multitasking relaxation. Or texting other people when I finally get to hang out with some friends. Or doing, I clearly love you, Val, very dearly. And sometimes the precious time that I have with him, I just want him to be napping. Right? Sometimes, many of us go through life without really living. I see I'm not the only one over here. I know that each of us has different ideas of what we need to do in order to live, to truly live. It's not easy to fill our lives with meaning, but the sooner we start, and it's not too late, you're all here, right? It's not too late, the more fulfilling our lives can be. Most of us don't have or want 130 years to figure it out, but I hope that we can make our lives so full of life that the only question people can ask when we die is, how did they live? Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite Aaron Peterson up to share some announcements with us.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And as I will announce, you can spend a lot of that life here at Temple Bethel because we have so much going on. But welcome to everybody who maybe your first time here, long-time attendees. It's so good to see so many faces in the crowd and also seeing the numbers online as well. So welcome to all you and thank you very much. But one thing I do love, I've done it ever since I've been here, is enjoy our adult education classes. And so the spring semester does begin in February. So take a look. That did come. It's online in the bulletin as well. All the offerings we have for that, starting again the first week of February is when those will begin again. I've announced many a times, but it's still ongoing. The Mishlach Manot. This is the Sisterhood big fundraiser for Sisterhood. It's the Purim baskets that we hand out to all the members and the community and everyone else. But what they're doing right now is gathering together all the things so we can fill those with wonderful treats and everything else. So join me and many others in filling those baskets so that they're, or boxes, so they're ready to go out. Again, Janny Doctor will be the one to contact. And I did forget, of course, in the excitement of saying live here, I'll be mentioning names and whatnot. I'm not going to be saying the emails, but so you can grab the announcement sheet if you're here in person. The other thing, if you're not already, please contact the office and make sure that you're receiving the weekly Shabbat Shalom email. It's going to have the links to all this and then a whole lot more as well. The Religious Education Committee is having a family meeting. This is for our religious education school. That's this Sunday at 10 o'clock. So drop kids off, stay, and meet. The afternoon of dialogue. So this is something that began, when did we have that first meeting? It seems so. Beginning of November. So this is a follow-up on that. That's going to be Sunday, January 22nd. But this is going to be a formal reflective structured dialogue, RSD. And so in order to make that work, we will need you to RSVP. And there was an email that went out, so if you're thinking of attending that, and I do highly suggest that you do attend this. We'll be talking about Tikkun Olam and politics. I suggest you do that. Make sure to RSVP by, where was that? I saw it. The 13th of January. So that would be by next Friday. Again, see on here Tikkun Olam. You've probably seen them. There's these two boxes sitting right up front. Right as you exit, you'll see them tonight. I guarantee. If you haven't tonight, you'll look to your right as you're leaving. You'll see these two boxes right there. Just again looking for. I think we probably haven't mentioned in a while, but for the backpack program, and then also for food banks. We do collect food. So if you have any, as you're coming every Friday, why don't you bring someone? Let's fill those up every week. The other one that I'm pretty excited about is Meet, Greet, and Bon Appetit. This is a program that was, I really enjoyed it. So you get to kind of meet other members of the community in their own home. So it's an informal dinner, so you kind of rotate between houses. But that'll be starting up again. The deadline to register is Monday, but to really hear all about the program, check out the January bulletin. It also kind of tells you how to do that. Last thing is the lunch SAC program. This is for Aid Northwest. We've been doing quite well, but we are in need. We're running out of funds and food for that program. We'd like to continue doing that. So please contact Maddie Plumer so that we can continue that really wonderful program. Again, Shabbat Shalom. Check out the Shabbat Shalom email or the bulletin or the website, and take care.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. I just one correction that my class for adult ed begins January 29th, if that's Sunday. So I'm doing a lunch and learn on Sephardic music. So hope to see some of you there.
And actually also the first class of it's the first of my classes, but I'm not actually teaching it, is about the panels here on the Ark. So you'll learn about the artist and the artistry on the 29th, and then the class that talks about the history that the panels represent will begin in March. Okay, we turn to page 282, and rise in body or spirit for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עוונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On this Shabbat, we think of those who have died in recent days and weeks. We're especially thinking of Stuart Mayer, the husband of Elizabeth, of Betsy, and the father of David. There will be a memorial on Tuesday at 1 p.m. at the Nature Center for those of you who are interested in attending. We are also remembering those who died at this time in years past: Emmett Armel, Michael Becky, Meyer Block, Vera Brandt, Edward Brandt, Bernard Broza, Anna Brusser, Jeanette Rivkin-Duchin, Walter F. Etzikson, Theophil Feist, Mary Garden, Al Glickman, Molly Sussman Grunbaum, Mary Hamlin, Rose Hollander, Maurice Joseph, Dolph Kleiner, Rosalia Leidensen, Helen Leichman, Martin Markowitz, Beatrice Neff, Eugene Agalski, Cecia Ossenton, Frederick E. Pargeter, Joseph Rome, Celia Schaefer, Rosa Schwab, Alice Smith, Sophie Sussman, Phyllis Sussman, Louise Townsend, Harris Warnick, Jimmy Webb, Francis Weinstone, A. Lewis Wingart, Henry Winkler, Marion Winston, and Milton Wursweiler. As we think of them, we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing. Words of the Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudesha b'rechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlomo Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav,
Hu
yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen.
Amen.
May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, amen.
Amen. It's really nice to see so many people. I agree with the rabbi. Being able to look into people's faces as we sing and pray to God is very special, especially after these many years of COVID. We're going to conclude with Tefilat HaDerech, the prayer for travel. You should remember this one as you travel shortly on page 345. Page 345, and as we are all on a journey, we're on a journey both individually as well as in our community. So join us on the journey, page 345. May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing.
Shabbat Shalom. As we turn to Kiddush, which can be found on page 5, I'd like to thank Sarah for candle lighting, Aaron Peterson for announcements and tech, Sean Berthel very much for security tonight, and Ander for spontaneously helping to help Yuval.
And Emery for setting up.
Oh, and Emery always for setting up Oneg and cleanup, and Deb for accompanying. It's good to have you back. And we have a few kids here.
I'm going to see how you're going to do that with that class, but we can try.
Yep.
So come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
up. And we're on page 5. Come on over.
How many of you are there? You want your cup? Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidasham mikol ha'amim v'shamat kodshecha ve'ava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim. Take a drink. Good job. Now take. Excellent. All right, good job. There we go. All right.
Would you like some challah?
Here, okay. But we're going to say a word prayer first. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avot.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yuval wants it.
Please wish each other Shabbat shalom as we head out.